Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video, we're going to take a look at a legend team and the current rank 1 in the world team for already the last 3 days. We're going to have here a team with Shadow Ferrothorn, a Pokemon that absolutely is underrated in the current Spring Cup meta. I didn't really want to take a look at the Spring Cup again, because yeah, like it seemed to be a little bit, I don't know, not as diverse in terms of the Pokemon that you could use, but apparently nobody is respecting the power of Shadow Ferrothorn. And if you can read the title, which I would assume you were able to do, yeah, I went on an 11-game win streak. This team is so far the best team that I've run throughout the entire season. I have not had a single other team that got me an 11-game win streak during the season so far, and this is going to be my win streak that you're going to see here today. I have every kind of battle more in order here as well. And let me tell you, like, Ferrothorn is ridiculous. Like, Ferrothorn is absolutely ridiculous. I have no idea how everybody kind of completely ignored this Pokemon. Because, well, on paper, it doesn't look really that great. I have to say, I was like, kind of skeptical about it as well. When I tried to play it, it is amazing. Like, literally, the main reason why this Pokemon is so great is the fast move itself. Shadow Claw, generating a ton of energy, but also doing very much neutral damage against most of the current meta. And then you're going to have great coverage with Hydro Cannon being always super strong, even if it's resisted against like Pokemon like Lapras. And then you're going to have Ice Beam, which of course gives you perfect coverage against all of those Grass-type Pokemon, which you're going to encounter basically all the time. And we're going to have in the lead here to kind of, yeah, make this team up the Weezing, which has access to Overheat as well as Sludge. We are running the exact same moveset as they were running as well. And as you see here, we're going to be able to win the first battle, like most likely a lot of the battles here today. But let's take a look here now at the next opponent. Like, this team was absolutely amazing. Let's take a look here. We're going to see a horrible lead force. You're going to see the Jellicent coming in, and we're going to swap out straight away to greet the Weezing. Because we were able to get quite a lot of fast moves in before, I know that I'm going to be able to guarantee a realign myself, which is going to be great, because I don't have really damaged output from our Weezing against the opponent's Jellicent. Jellicent is most likely the worst Pokemon that you kind of can encounter here in the lead, because, I mean, the best Pokemon for us here is going to be Ferrothorn. But what we see is that they're going to go for the Sludge again. We're going to be shieldless, the opponent's shieldless, but the opponent is also going to lose the switch advantage here. So, good job there. That's going to be fine for us. We're going to get the KO, and they're going to go back into the Jellicent to, I think that's just a Surf. I think they just went for a Surf here. There is a Surf. We can still... we don't survive, sadly. But we got a lot of damage already onto them here already, which is cool. And now we have the Psywave at least, which does some nice neutral damage against the Jellicent. Or we can take a Shadow Ball. Maybe even two. I could go for an Ice Beam here. I think Ice Beam does a little bit more damage than Sparkling Area. I know it's not like a lot of difference there. But as I see, the opponent is going to be very low. And I can hopefully now use my own Weezing to win this battle. Let's see, I swap out. It's going to be the Mawile. And with this, I can just go for the Overheat. I'm going to go by 1 over because this allows me to go for the Sludge a little bit faster. And this is going to allow us to get the KO here. In comes Jellicent, and I get to the Sludge so much faster now. That's going to allow us to get the KO here as well. And we can move on to the third battle. As you see as well, we're going to have a lot more battles here today because I kind of just wanted to showcase all of them for you to see on how this team actually works. We have here the Barbaracle. Why did I stay in the beginning? Because I saw some Fury Cutter versions of this one as well. I do think that Mud Step is a cool idea for this current meta, Mud Step Barbaracle. But yeah, I saw some Fury Cutter versions for Fury Cutter. You kind of would like to maybe stay in for a little bit. But they had Mud Slap, which of course is really awkward for our lead. In comes the Jellicent, and as you see as well, I kind of misplay. I should have went for the charge move a little bit earlier. They go for the Surf as well. But I still should be able to kind of force 2 shields from the opponent if they want to keep alignment. And they're going to use a shield here, so I can go for another move. And with this, we're going to get them shieldless here. And while they're most likely going to be able to knock me out here, I'm still going to be fine because I can then farm them down with the Lapras. And that is going to be fine. Wait, I swap out into the Weezing. Why do I do this? I don't really know why I did this, but I will be able to go for some Sludges here. I wanted to go for the Sludge, by the way, one fast move earlier, but I have some issues with a bit of delay for my moves recently. But I'm still going to be able to go for another Sludge. This is going to allow us to get them insanely low, and they swap out now into the Abomasnow, which has to take a Sludge as well. And this is like why Weezing with Sludge is so overpowered currently, even in the Open Great League. Like, what the hell is this? Like, we were able to completely destroy the opponent here just with Sludge on this Pokemon. We catch the Weather Ball, and the opponent has enough at this point, so we can move on to the next opponent. I know that this was a very close one. We're going to see a Ferrothorn, but they're running the Metal Claw, which is doing super effective damage against us. Very nice Spice move here from the opponent. I know that's a very yeah, good opponent that plays the game for quite a long time already, because I built them quite often already at this point as well. So shout out to you. We're going to see here Mirror Shot Ferrothorn as well, which is going to be a bit annoying because they're going to get there quite fast, faster than I can go for the Overheat. And so they're going to get us very low. This time around, I go for the Overheat to try to force the final shield from the opponent, which is going to work out, but at this point, we kind of have to deal with the opponent's Ferrothorn with our Feraligatr, which is a bit annoying. I lost somehow a turn there. I should have got basically a free fast move in there as well, but they're going to reveal that they have the Lapras in the back. And this is why Feraligatr is so overpowered in the current meta, because while this is going to be a hard roll to our Pokemon in terms of the charge moves, because we have Hydro Cannon resisted and Ice Beam double resisted, it doesn't matter because before they even get to the first charge move, they had one already for sure. At this point they wanted to overpower by a little bit. I will be able to get the KO on them, and that is going to be amazing, because now they're going to go back into the Ferrothorn and I can still reach... I can't reach a move, we're sadly going to go down here. Or not, it's a Mirror Shot, we survive, we can go for another Ice Beam. And you see already on how underrated the Feraligatr is. Like, why does nobody run this Pokemon? Like, absolutely have no idea why nobody runs this. But we have no Lapras against the Klefki. By the way, Ice Beam is not needed on the Lapras. They said as well, both are totally fine there, Ice Beam as well as the Skull Bash. So, if you don't want to use an Elite TM on your Lapras, just don't do it. Just use Skull Bash and you're gonna be totally okay as well. There were 1 or 2 times where Ice Beam came in clutch though for me, I think, during those battles, but as you're gonna see against the next opponent, we're going to have a horrible lead and a horrible Say-Swap. Oh no, we're going to have Hydro Cannon, which is going to be resisted against the opponent again. Turns out, resistance doesn't really matter that much if you are a Feraligatr, because apparently we A, outspeed them, and B, we're going to be able to do enough damage to put them into farm down range, so... Yay, a Feraligatr just doesn't really have anything that can stop it. So yeah, we see here that we can go for the full farm down against the poor opponent. Yes, we're going to be 1 shield down compared to the opponent, but we have a ton of energy, and while, yes, Tentacruel is going to be able to resist my hits, is that really going to resist my hits? Because look at the damage output, they're at half health, they're going to have to take another charge move now. What is going on? Why is Feraligatr so overpowered? And now the Tentacruel is basically dead. They swap out into the Cactus, and I have a great answer here in the Weezing, and so I have no idea why nobody is running Feraligatr. Like, still, I can repeat myself here all along there, but Feraligatr is such a strong Pokemon, and it's a Pokemon that most likely you have built as well already. It's not a Pokemon that's, like, completely out of the box. It's, of course, a very good Pokemon already, but even in a meta where it doesn't seem that great, it was absolutely amazing, and this was the first 5-0 that I got with this team here, as said before. There's going to be one more coming up as well, and we can move on to the next opponent. So, we're going to have here the Tropius. This is going to be very, very cool for us, because they're gonna have, of course, the weakness here to our Weezing, and what we can do is as well, we can trick them a little bit. We can go for a Sludge against them, and we can go for an Overheat next to get both shields from the opponent's Klefki, which is going to be definitely fine. We can swap on to the Feraligatr, and again, Feraligatr is going to be able to... Yeah, use a shield here if it's play rough. We kind of want to use a shield for sure. It's a foul play. It's fine by me. I can go for another Hydro Cannon. But you know what's cool? I have Ice Beam. Ice Beam against the Tropius. Like, what do they want to do? They swap out actually here. They're going to go for the charge move. And, like, yeah, for me, it is more worth it here for sure that I just use a shield, go for the Ice Beam, say goodbye to the Tropius, and see what they have in the back with a Feraligatr that still has the potential to knock stuff out. So let's see, what do you have in the back? Feraligatr already took down 2 of your Pokemon. Oh, Weezing it is. We're gonna be able to outspeed you. And so another Hydro Cannon is going to hit, and you see what I mean. Why does nobody run Feraligatr? Like, this thing is absolutely amazing. Like, what? I don't think I encountered a single Feraligatr at all so far in this cup against me. And it is such a broken Pokemon. Madness. But again, yeah, that's why you most likely watch the channel as well. If you have not subscribed yet, feel free to subscribe. I always try to give you like the best teams to run, and this is definitely one of them. Oh no, they're gonna go into the Ferrothorn against us. They have actually Metal Claw again here, which is going to be fine, because I'm fairly certain I would be able to realign myself if I really wanted to. Do I want to realign myself? I do want to realign myself, so let's heal up a Power Whip, let's get some energy. We can overfarm by quite a bit here, and we need to get 2 charge boosts, but this is going to be a CMP tie now, and so yeah, goodbye to the opponent's Ferrothorn or the shield. That's fine by me as well. We can farm you down, and it's going to be realignment. And not only this, they're going to go for the Mirror Shot. They get the attack drop, which actually is kind of unfortunate, I have to say. That's really unfortunate, but still, I have a ton of energy, and the Gastrodon is not against my Poison type anymore. The Gastrodon is going to be against my Water type Pokemon, and that is absolutely epic for us, because what we will see here is that they're going to have like only 1 HP left. They still have 2 Pokemon left, basically. They're going to knock me out here, that's totally fine. But I can even go into the Weezing as I reveal that they have the Mawile in the bag. And I go for a Sludge, because they're definitely going to use a shield here. Like, they need to keep their Mawile alive, and they have very likely Iron Head. You know what's kind of cool? Lapras doesn't really mind this too much. So yeah, we just gonna catch the move, and it's going to be the Iron Head. And all of a sudden, okay, not really all of a sudden, we are just in a great spot right now. Like, we're literally completely dominating the opponent. They go for the Power Punch. So be it, we have the Sparkling Area for you, and this is doing tremendous amounts of damage here. Look at this. Yeah, nearly got bite to the Mawile, and they know, yeah, this game is over. We can move on to the next opponent. And that's the thing as well, like, it's not that we hardwall the opponent the entire time. We have horrible leads here. Gastrodon against us again as well, and we can go for the Hydro Cannon, which is going to allow us to do a ton of damage if it connects. We're gonna get the shield, and I'm not gonna give them our shield. I know that this is going to be just a Body Slam, and Body Slam is just not really doing that much damage, and I will definitely not be able to realign myself on the 2 shield scenario against the Gastrodon anyway. And so, for me, this is the best kind of way I could play it, most likely. But now I'm in a very tough spot. Why am I in a tough spot? Because where's the Weezing gonna go? Against the Dugong with Gastrodon? Absolutely not. Against the Gastrodon? Absolutely not. So I just have to hope and pray that there's something where I can use my where I can use my Weezing there. As you see, I use my shield against the opponent's Dugong, and they're gonna swap out into their own Weezing, which means they're switch locked here, which means I can just swap into my own Weezing. Why do I stay in here, really? I can just swap out of here, and I know I can take an Overheat. But I also know that I can still get another charge move. They go for the Overheat here. Have fun with that. I'm just gonna go for the Sludge here straight away, because I know that they're going to outspeed me. I think this is a CMP tie here for us as well. Sludge is coming through, and yes, it is a CMP tie. We use the shield for the Lapras. I don't care too much about what else they want to do. They're going to go for the Brutal Swing here anyway. They go back into the Gastrodon, and I make a big mistake. I should have went for the Ice Beam. I underestimated the damage output of Lapras. And this is something that's going to bite us here right now, because what we'll see is that the Sparkling Area is just barely not going to be enough to get the KO. If I went for the Ice Beam, I would have been able to put them into farm down range. Now I would need to go for another charge move though, and this is going to allow them to go for our Body Slam. We had a few HP left, and this is where our win streak is going to end here. As we see here, Sparkling Area going to KO. I have only a few HP left. The opponent still has 2 Pokemon. Like 2 of them here. We see the Weezing coming in. We can go for the full farm now. We have like a few HP left, and just enough to survive. 1 HP and a Lapras. Madness. Absolutely madness. We have the Overheat coming through. What we can do here is we're going to be able to go ahead and go for the swap. It's going to be the Feraligatr. And we can take the hit here. They're very likely going to go for the Ice Unit actually, which they do, because I know that they need an Ice Unit and a Drarron to knock us out. So well played from the opponent. A very smart move. And what do I do next? I can actually use a shield here. I'm fairly certain that they're going to go for a Drarron right now. They do. And I would be able to knock them out here if they would stay in, and apparently they want to stay in here, which is kinda cool. Hydro Cannon is going to connect, we're gonna be able to go for the full farm down. And what is coming in next? It's going to be the Tropius. Oh wow, Ice Beam, hi. Ice Beam, we're debuffed, but Ice Beam is going to be able to get the shield. That's fine by us. Sadly, we don't get to another move. If I baited, it didn't really matter. But I still have Weezing. And so I was like, I just need the Pokemon here, right? Like, what do they have in the back? I can try to go for an Overheat. I can shield this Pokemon up. But what do they have in the back? It is going to be Gastrodon, and I go for the Overheat. And while this seems silly, I think that was the right call, because this allows us to put them into Sparkling Area range. And this is where we need to have this Pokemon. Yes, I'm fully aware that they're going to go for an Earth Power here and get us very low. But we have Ice Beam on the Lapras. And this is like the one thing where I told you basically where sometimes it doesn't matter if you have Ice Beam or Skirmish on the Lapras, and this is one of those cases where Lapras with the Ice Beam just has that tiny bit of advantage to knock out Pokemon like a Tropius here. And so, still, we are not taken down yet by anyone. This is all like games back to back to back, which is really cool. So, again, if you want to build a good team, this is the team you want to build. A Leaf Blade is coming through from the opponent, allowing us to go for the Ice Beam here, and I can just force at least like 2 shields. I would actually be able to guarantee, I think, win this one in the 2 shield scenario. So, like, what do they want to do here? What do they want? They want to let the move, yeah, shield the move up. That's totally fine by me. I could go ahead and, I'm not gonna shield here. I'm gonna let the move go through. We have our Weezing. Weezing just needs a Sludge. We don't actually need an Overheat here anymore. They're gonna go for the charge move here. That's fine. It's gonna be the Aerial Ace. I don't really care too much about that. What do they have in the back? We're gonna, we overfarmed by a little bit too much here. That was too greedy by me. And so they're gonna get to another charge move that is a bit annoying because now they're gonna swap out here. They have the Jellicent in the back, and that is so bad for us. That is horrible for us. We have to go for the Overheat, but like, what do we do next? We have our Lapras here. Like, how are we gonna be able to win this battle? Shield coming up against the Shadow Ball, that's cool. They have still 3 Pokemon left. Ah, god, that is going to be basically impossible to win. They still get to another Shadow Ball here. They do a ton of damage, and I should go for the Ice Beam here. Ice Beam does a little bit more damage than Sparkling Area as far as I know. And as you see here, we needed the Ice Beam damage. They still get to another charge move here. And this is game over. This is where our win streak is going to end. We're going to have Weezing knocking out the Tropius here at least. That's kind of cool. But we have basically just a Lapras that hasn't really any play anymore. They have a Mawile in the back, full HP. There's nothing I can do here. Like, we're just too low HP with our Lapras. So, good game here. This is what it is. Lapras. Wait. Can we do it again? Can we do it again? 1 HP on the Lapras? We have 1 HP left on the Lapras, and we can actually win the battle again. And this is another 5-0. And this is back-to-back, as I see by the, basically by the Edo range that I have here as well. And we climbed up over 100 points here already in just 2 sets. I think 150 points. And we can move on to the 11th battle, where we're going to encounter a very bad lead for us. And so we swap out straight away into our Feraligatr. So let's see on how this is going to function for us. It's going to be a Hydro Cannon that's coming through. We can, let the move go through. It's going to be a Scald. We can take a hit. We don't get the debuff as well. And they're going to go to the Amoonguss, having to take an Ice Beam. Thanks so much. Happy days. Thanks so much, opponent. And we get a lot of damage onto them, which is great. We didn't get the KO, but what we do get here is we get the shield up, because I know at this point the likelihood of them having a Cacturne in the bag is absolutely insane. So I should most likely swap it straight away here, because I think they're still switch locked. I think this is a mistake for me to go for the Sludges here. I'm fully aware that they're very likely going to have in the back here the, what's called the Cacturne. And so I decide to go for the Sludge. I decide to try to catch a move here. It doesn't work out. They go into the Cacturne, and I'm just going to lose this battle here. This is where it all ends again. Cacturne is just going to be able to sweep our team here. Like, I guess if they would have shielded the Ice Beam. Okay, and this is the last battle, and spoiler alert, this is going to be the last battle of this video, which is then again also the last battle for this team, and this is where the win streak ends. I wanted to take a look at where I can get this team, and 11 games, which you saw already, is where it is, but let's analyze why we lost this battle maybe. Horrible lead for us, horrible face up for us. That might be already a start on why we maybe lose this battle. But then again, let's see here, we're going to have the Hydrokin coming through. They actually can realign against the Cacturne with our Feraligatr, which is madness. So, like, not too bad for us. But I could have maybe let the move go through and got some energy instead with my lead. That could have been a way to go. Here now it's Gastrodon against the Lapras. I have to go for 2 Sparkling Area, so here in this case it doesn't really make too much sense to go for the Ice Beam anyway. This is going to allow us to get a lot of damage here. We can go for another Sparkling Area there. It's a CMP time. I use a shield here because I expect the Earth Power, which is fine. So far, like, we just kind of got walled a little bit, but we were able to realign, so it's not too bad. What do they have in the back that is going to be so difficult for us to deal with? They're going to go for another charge move here. I could swap out here if I want to afterwards. It's the Earth Power. I should swap out here. I do swap out. It's a Weezing. It's just neutral. It's just neutral, and we are missing basically 1 HP or something here in order to actually function, because I guess we're going to be able to two-shot them with Sludge, which I don't think they can go for against us, because we got a few fast moves in with our Lapras, which is kind of funny. But I guess we got Hardware in the lead, Hardware as a safe swap, and then have a very neutral matchup at the back. And yeah, this is still an insanely close battle that we're just barely not going to be able to win here. And so it shows I literally need you at the Sparkling Area. This is going to be it for this video. This team was absolutely amazing. Play this team to climb. This is going to be it for me. See you then. Bye bye.